remember being five. Gang bang, hell yeah, can't wait. Now second nature to me. Giving regular niggas gang nigga handshake. Some the grips with it, and it's cool. But bougie bitches can't stand me. But I always keep at least two. Quick to pop a clip on a nigga full of women. Real situation. Situations get funny though. Real niggas know us. Know that we be blowing dough. Know that we be blowing smoke. Know they call me Curv Pro. And if we book these niggas, we gon' kill your show. We never come soft, never limp on the bitch. Boss the so we sauce, so much frost on my wrist. Yeah, get it in. Yeah, go off. Yeah, get it in. Yeah, go off. This casa insane, as Damon Wayne's House of Pain. Take a big kush to the face, hope the outside world just fade away. Call my kush Jimmy Summers, cause it's so bionic. Slick when I press a Gary Payton, cuz supersonic. Niggas that was trapping in the 90s, call the shit the chronic. Cash, I'm on it. These cats be jonesing. Most niggas hibernate when it's cold out. I'm moving through the streets till I'm sold out. Fuck around and post up at your house. Pull a Rick James, fuck your couch. We never come soft, never limp on the bitch. Boss the so we sauce, so much frost on my wrist. Yeah, get it in. Yeah, go off. Yeah, get it in. Yeah, go off.
Thank y'all for joining us for another Truth in the Booth. Today I got my homegirl Curv up in this thing, Kansas City native, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell you how she got started.
Hey, hi everybody. My name is Curv, short for Curvaceous. So it's actually C-U-R-V, no E. People like to, even in text, throw that E on there, maybe it's just spelled correct, cracking, but it's Curv, but it's short for Curvaceous, so there is no E there, it's an A, and you know, that's some whole other shit, so it's Curv Pro. Yeah, that's me. Like Keith said, I am from Kansas City, let's say about 60%. The other
60%.
The other 40%, I'm definitely a West Coast rowdy motherfucker, and it's SoCal to the heart. A lot of my family from there, and they represent and go hard for me. So I got to claim the land. You know what I mean?
Soil.
So yeah, that is what it is. I am a rapper. A retiring rapper. I don't know when I'm going to retire. I haven't decided yet, but rapping is not my focus anymore. I'm definitely concentrating more on the production and the behind the scenes of how you put your music where you want it to be. So, I mean, that's me in a nutshell.
So how did you get started on music?
I had some really, really good influences. My mother and her brothers and sisters made music. They had a band and would practice, and I had the opportunity to, you know, be a fly on the wall, so to speak, and absorb that whole atmosphere between them and the music that they were creating. A little later on in life, during my father's second marriage, I would have to say it was a blessing, sort of how the path kind of made its way to that corner, and me and Don Juan, Dewan Cason, Misery Entertainment, Midwest Side, had the opportunity to meet, and we pretty much clicked. And I don't want to say the man took me under his wing, but for a couple of years, I was on his coattails, heavy, trying to absorb as much as I possibly could. Everything that he was willing to expose me to, I was trying to soak it up like a sponge and contribute in any way that I could. I would have to say that he probably was my heaviest early influence, because he was into the music in a way that I was able to relate to and gravitate towards, and I just got sucked in. I wanted to be a part of that aspect of the music, how the music is created, and being behind the scenes, but also in front of the scenes when necessary. All of that it just fascinated me. So yeah, he's got to be the biggest influencer.
So how did you get your name? How did that come about?
Okay, well, for anybody who may be clueless, haven't figured it out yet, I represent the rainbow community wholeheartedly. Shout out to my fraternity, Young Lady Light. It's for the women. Everything that I do pretty much is for the women because it's been my experience that the women are the grapevine. And if you want your message heard, felt, touched, seen, tasted, whatever the case may be, it's the women who carry the message. So everything that I do it's appealing to the women. Even if they don't see me, the fact that my name is Curv and they have curves is something that they can relate to. You taking me out of the equation, curves, it's all about the women. I mean,
the curves,
curvaceousness, the voluptuousness, the flavor. That's what it's about.
Okay, now you said you from Kansas City, but you got tied in with Cali.
Yeah.
So it's like you have two different flavors together,
All
right?
the time.
You got the Midwest and Cali, and everybody say the Midwest and Cali is the same, but it's a little bit different. It's a little different.
It's different in a lot of ways. Actually, even when I talk, my lingo gets confused. People will stop me and ask me, "So where you from?" Because I may say some shit Cali, and then I might say some shit straight up Midwest, and throw people off. But my experience for California lifestyle versus this Midwest lifestyle is slightly faster paced. Not so much like New York running, but they think different. The money is bigger. I mean, the moves are bigger. It ain't no $100, $500, $1,000 moves. We talk about $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 moves. And I mean, it's just a different type of mentality. Like, $100 is a dollar. Literally, like that's small change. We're not even having that conversation in California. If it ain't about something that you can make a big move with, like pay for a car cash or set up a college fund, we most likely wouldn't have that conversation. Whereas in Kansas City, the moves are a little smaller. Not that we're not getting money here, because I am definitely adapting a lot of what I learned from the West Coast to all of my people here to get them to think bigger, think outside the box, to be innovators. So I mean, the dynamic is changing. But for a long time, them twos and fews was getting those fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like them twos and fews was all niggas was seeing. They wasn't seeing past that. And I mean, that's the biggest difference for me. Like Cali niggas and Midwest niggas, it's a different mentality on the money. It's a different pot. It's a different types of crabs in the burrow. You know what I'm saying? A different way of going for the grind and a different hunger.
It is. It really is.
But
Do you think it is a big music scene here in Kansas City? I mean, compared to Cali, we definitely gonna say no on that. But do you see the music scene getting big here?
I would make a comparison between California and Missouri, only because we move different. I mean, it's similar mentalities. Everybody is pro money, pro life, pro come up, but it's a difference in how we go about that mission. So, I mean, it's always been a music scene here. I mean, I've been a part of it. It's a different vibe. It's a different way that we get that message, our music heard here in the Midwest.
But how do we build a platform like Cali, like Atlanta, like Miami? How do Kansas City build that type of platform?
Well, for me, from my experience, I think it's going to come with a whole lot more communication between us. I think we went so long without having a blueprint and just struggling to figure things out that I think some things kind of get lost in translation. There's a lack of communication. I mean,
That's true.
People are naturally bullheaded and not necessarily stubborn, but they have a drive that they want to pursue, and bringing somebody else in that has a similar drive or even similar heart can be difficult without a full understanding of where y'all both come from, so that we don't bump heads as much. I think part of our problem is I hate to say this shit and be cliche, but there's too many Chiefs. Shout out to the Chiefs.
Not enough Indians.
It's not enough Braves out of this bitch.
Damn.
And I think in order for us to really be successful, fam, I mean, like, ultimately successful, you got to be able to be a boss and a soldier at the same time and know when to wear them hats.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know, when to shut the fuck up and listen.
Yes.
And when to be the one in the front doing the talking.
Exactly.
And then we might be able to make something happen. I mean, it's a lot of like small groups of niggas that's doing it. But I got this thing that I say to my nieces and nephews. You got $5. You got $5. You got $2. Together y'all got $12. Think about it like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You got your tens of grands, thousands over here. You got your 100,000 over here. You might own this mom and pop. You might have this barbershop. You might have this car dealership. But what if all of those businesses was a network of businesses, and you had this big ass pot of money that you could divvy into and do, I don't know, 100 fucking college essay, fucking, you know what I'm saying, and divvy out some cash to some kids that's getting ready to go to college, or you know, set up college funds for the less fortunate, or donate some fucking food, or like the homie was saying, she do like shoe drives. I think that shit's fucking dope. I mean, shit, this just as a collective, if we could just come together and meet at the motherfucking table like the Corleones and, you know, have some wine and...
And I think that's what we're missing here, because we got the talent. It's just us all coming together, and like you said, it's a lot of Chiefs and not enough Braves. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. But so, who are some of the people that you didn't work with?
The list is extensive.
I mean, just throw a few of them out there. You know,
names that you might know: Fat Tone, Looney Corleone,
R.I.P. Tone.
Definitely a big R.I.P. to the homie. Don Juan, of course, and everybody affiliated with him, from Rock Money, Big Bear, LV. Shout out to all them niggas. I love all y'all. Y'all was such a big influence on me as a kid. Money, Mac, and Murder, nigga. Come on, come on, man. I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, 57th Street Road Dogs, Diamond Shields, R.I.P. Money B, Shock G, Digital Underground. I wish I had the opportunity to meet Pop while I was affiliated with them, but they had already gone their separate ways by the time we met. Mellow Man Ace, DJ Rocky, Rocky Raccoon, shout out to him. A lot of y'all probably don't know him, but he was a pioneering DJ in New York, one of the first Puerto Rican DJs to ever rock out. That homie got a book out and all kinds of shit. Like, his history is bananas too. Just a lot of different people from different walks of life and respected in certain areas that wasn't necessarily global. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who were influential. I mean, the list is long. Shit, I even rock with Vanilla Ice, Lil Flip. I mean, it's a lot of people.
So is it any artist that you want to work with? Like okay, if I get a chance to work with this artist, this who I would want to work with. Old or new?
Well, I'm big on nostalgia, my own personal nostalgia at this point in my life. There's a lot of guys that I was affiliated with, but didn't get the chance to work with directly. A lot of my homies from Westport High School. Shout out to Westport High School.
Central. It's all good. Shout out to Westport.
My nigga, BG Bullet Wound.
Oh, BG.
My
guys, dude.
My guys, Scat and Snug. You know.
Yeah, Scat.
It's
Snug Brown.
always love forever, my
niggas.
Always. I think it's overdue, past due for us to do an album, or not even an album, just a couple of, little somethings, just for the time, you know what I mean, to represent our era and where we come from and all of that, you know what I'm saying. I think that would be fucking dope. Anybody, I mean, I'm willing and raring and open to work with anyone in the game, but to say specifically anybody, it would have to be some personal shit, people that I would really fucking want to point out and say, hey, come through, slide on this verse. Other than that, I mean, it's shit. It's up in the air. I don't discriminate from fucking bluegrass music to gospel. It's whatever. We can get down.
Yes, I definitely feel that. Do you think that the music that they make today, do you think music, period, plays a part in our community?
Oh, absolutely. I think I was just saying recently that we don't go to the newspapers watch 4, 5, and 9 for our news. Not the real news, because they only skimming the surface and trying to scare the voting public. We ain't going there. I don't want to get into no political shit. I'm just saying there's certain shit that happens, and there's a reason for why it happens and how it happens. But with all of that being said, I think that the music is still a way, especially in Kansas City, for us to find out what's going on in our community, because a lot of these guys, I mean all these guys are representatives of where they come from, and they coming from the blocks that they live on. They breathe in that, they live in that, they walk in that, they talk in that. So yeah, absolutely it's relevant. I think it's going to continue to be more relevant, especially with the opportunities that we have to take our message as it's happening or right after and give it straight to you. It's like current events. It's like right now. I mean, even with the images and the posters and all the pictures and shit y'all post. So I mean, it's got to be a part of what it is, which is the message.
That's deep. So what do you think the DJs play a part in breaking the artists today?
Yes and no. Not so much as they did like I'd say maybe 10 or 15 years ago. I think the game is changing. The parties and the whole party vibe is changing. I think if you have access to like a marketing tool or some way to advertise yourself, then you're gonna be on a different table, a different buffet. And those DJs that are pulling music now, they have a certain way that they are allowed to pull music. So they may not have access to your music, and they can't take your music directly from an email and just play it. It's a lot trickier. I mean, if you're using DJs on I guess like a radio station type of level or something like that, that game gets a little trickier. And actually I'm still figuring that out. It ain't like back in the day where you can call a million times and tell them, hey, play this
record.
They don't really work like
that.
You
gotta get that media base. You gotta get that BDS? That's very important.
Yeah, I mean it's a little different now, but yeah, the DJ is definitely still vital, and there's some young cats out here that's still spinning vinyl.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's still some real DJs that spin vinyl.
Yeah.
Some just go off their little mix, playlist, but you still got some out there that's cutting it up, man. And shout out to the DJs, man.
There's some guys that's really picking through the crates, you know what I'm saying, and not just picking the hits. They digging and listening and vibing. So I mean, I don't ever want to disrespect the DJs and their impact on the game then, now, or in the future, because they're definitely essential. It's just the game is a little different, that's all. We don't just utilize y'all. We don't just rely on the DJs to make it happen. A lot of it's on us, so.
That is true, because back in the day, we used to press up CDs. They don't even do that no more.
Oh, no. It's against my religion to have a bunch of plastic sitting.
You gotta get them download cards. That's what's popular right now. Everything is on download. So it's definitely different. The game done changed a lot. But why don't you tell the people what you got popping?
Okay. Well, I'm in the process of clearing my catalog. I'm ready to take everything that I've done in the past 20 years, siphon through it, and then give it to y'all. So I'm actually in the process of releasing an album every 6 months until I run out of material. I'm hoping to do it in 6 albums, but it might take me 8. It just kind of depends, because I got music from every chapter in my life doing music, from the beginning stages, trying to figure out levels, to to, you know, where I'm at now, where my sound is just like, gosh. Also, I've been trying to kind of keep it under wraps because I'm really private with my bigger moves, but I just got to deal with a video game company to produce 5 tracks, and I'm actually in the process of deciding which artists I want to have involved with that. My initial thought was just to give them 5 tracks that I had already recorded, but then I started thinking, like, games are really specific, and there's certain like cut scenes, and each chapter in the game is different depending on the game, and I wanted to be more specific to the video game world, so I'm recording all the material for this project. And
That's big.
I'm not a rapper, so I'm involving rappers to give them an opportunity to be heard on a larger than local scale. I mean, I can't even explain the magnitude of it. I get jitters just thinking about the opportunity that I've been given. And I don't want to speak too much on the names because people kind of follow trails and try to go around you to get to you.
Let me get that bag.
Get
that bag.
I've been real close-lipped with this one. But yeah, I mean, if you rocking, you got some decent material, you can shoot me a email.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Give me your info.
Yeah, it's Curv Pro, CURVPRO, the number 7 @gmail.com. And yeah, if you're interested, you got some verses, just throw them at me. And who knows, you can fuck around and be on some online gaming shit. And you go from being heard from your 5 followers to 500,000. I mean, because the gaming community is large as hell. I mean, there's kids that spending their parents' money going in the purse and grabbing a debit card. I mean, it's real. So, it's a different kind of, a different lane, and I'm still adapting to it myself. It's almost uncomprehendable that I had the opportunity to do this, but at the same time, I'm definitely capable, and I'm eager and hungry, and shit, I'm gonna get to the bag.
Get to that bag, baby.
It is what it is.
Get to that bag. Anybody else you want to shout out?
All my family, Dunson family, the Martin family, and all of our avenues. You know, it's a lot of us, cousins and my brothers and sisters, and all of my nephews and nieces. It's ridiculous how many people it is. You know, my immediate little circle. It's too many to name, so I'm not gonna name y'all individually. But you know, Auntie loves you, and I'm always thinking about you, and everything that I do is for you. I also want to shout out Kansas City, SoCal, even Hemet. I got a sister in Hemet. I always get mad love in Hemet, California. Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about them llamas and that country life. But it's real. It's been a lot of people that have been positive influences on my life, and I want to basically tell everybody who's listening, who may have been one of those people, that I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do what I do, and believing in me, and you know, just being a part of my air. So shout out to everybody that loves somebody.
That's real right there, man. I would like to thank you for coming on the show, telling your truth.
For sure.
Now it's time for the Spit 16 in the booth, man. Hey, everybody watch out, man. Tap in.
16 in the booth.
Let's go.
Shout out to K Crib. Nigga. Hey.
Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? East side, west side, which one? Where you from? North side, south side, which one? West from the town. Where you from? East side, west side, which one?
I ain't tired of the bullshit. It keeps
spatting. All I wanna do is sit back and stack cheese. Flip the remote and drove a smoke tree. What? I'm selling more. Tired of the bullshit. He keeps spatting. All I wanna do is sit back and stack cheese. The remote control a smoke tree. Don't drop in these bottles, don't need no cup. No, I'm fofo up. Watch my dough roll up. Good dough roll up. The show won't flow. Brand new whatever, let's go CB4. Custom selling pro, by the CB tour. Brand 3 studios, they verse a few more. So many pieces, still gotta sit on the phone. But quick, just slow down. Y'all niggas don't hear me though.
Bust shots, take shots, like my liver, bulletproof. You can dance, gon' dance, just don't step on my tennis shoes and y'all can smoke that draw, get that dough, stay strapped up and chase them hoes. Oh, I didn't know, you the new boo. I'm the one that they still be reaching out to. Gotta take an extra time with lipstick in the bathroom. Waiting till you're sleeping and she sneaking out the back room. Party over here ain't shit over there. She wanna come through and play in my hair. Say she with you, but why would I care? Sneak it back in, put a cushion in the air. Thug life is forever trick. Staying G'd up is forever trick. G'd up forever, G's do it better, seat up, I won't ever switch. Can't hustle, ain't no hustle if you can't count. Think you smoking up the product, but give it extras out. Extra pills, extra grams, gave up an extra ounce. Standing there looking stupid, slap that black about his mouth. Only option is to drop him, pop him at the house. Oh, 2 + 2 = 5, ass nigga, what you laughing about? Fucking with my reputation, gave your ass a shot. Messing with the rotation, I don't mind. Bust shots, take shots, like my liver, bulletproof. You can dance, gon' dance, just don't step on my tennis shoes so y'all can smoke that draw, get that dough, stay strapped up and chase them hoes. Bust shots, take shots, like my liver, bulletproof. You can dance, gon' dance, just don't step on my tennis shoes so y'all can smoke that draw, get that dough, stay strapped up and chase them hoes. Made a little profit, but he quick to spend the dough. Sold a quarter, half a whole brick, the homies on the roll. Hey nigga, you spending all your cake, nigga. Put some of that away, nigga. All them pairs of J's, nigga. Look at where you stay, nigga. Your mama's house, stretched across your mama's couch. Hey little nigga, that's a party foul. Trying to turn up, she gon' shut it down. Some of my role models come from the deepest, darkest marsh pit, the uncharted forest, the Loch Ness. It got me thinking I'm way colder than submerged glacier ass that grew up too fast, standing in my own class. Smoking this room, rocking a rollie that don't top. Sipping on this C-Rock on a grind that don't stop. Don't stop, get it, put a little pimpin' in it. Outside niggas, mind your business. Keep a rat trap for them snitches, bug spray for them thirsty bitches. Give no fuck, that's how I'm living. Doing what I wanna do it, nigga. We stay independent. Shots, take shots, like my liver, bulletproof. You can dance, gon' dance, just don't step on my tennis shoes so y'all can smoke that draw, get that dough, stay strapped up and chase them hoes. Bust shots, take shots, like my liver, bulletproof. You can dance, gon' dance, just don't step on my tennis shoes so y'all can smoke that draw, get that dough, stay strapped up and chase them hoes.